Good morning and welcome, Stitchy friends. Today is January the 22nd. Welcome to my channel, I Just Want to Stitch. My name is Tricia. It's good to see you here. If you've been coming back week after week, you're so welcome, and I hope your Stitchy week has been going well. And if you're new here, I hope you find something that you like to see. I am very sorry, but I have done this intro about 4 times over and I'm not giving up now. So here we are. So we've had a very snowy week and it's snowing again now, and it's not supposed to be. Doesn't say that it should be snowing right now. But yes, it is, and my husband's gonna have to go out there and shovel again. It's the way it goes. Anyway, this week I have 7 projects to show you. Yeah, so I hope you can see some progress in some of them, and some of them you won't see a lot of progress in just one. This week I've done 4,066 stitches. On my Hayes sale I managed to put in 1,137 stitches, which isn't bad. Yeah, so let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so I am going to talk about what I call my elephant in the room. So I started this little beauty. This is A Crystal Christmas by Mirabilia. She is a new start. Well, a restart. What can I say? This must be the 7th time. I'm pretty sure it's the 7th time I've tried to stitch this chart. I never knew when I first started. Well, I first bought this and the full, what do they call it? The pack with all the beads and all the specialty threads in it. The thread pack, bead pack. I first bought this in 2000 when I just moved to Canada, and I went to a convention where they had all different crafts and all of that. They used to do it twice a year here in Canada, but it's changed a lot. I don't even know if they still do it in Ontario, but anyway, so yeah. And I've bought this chart. This is my 3rd copy because I've worn all the other copies out, and because it's a huge paper chart, it kind of splits, you know, where the paper is folded. So you're using it over and over again and it splits. Oh, Jack's here. He's wondering where his space has gone. Oh. You would have to come, wouldn't you, Jack? This is where he sleeps during the day. Are you going to say hello? Come here before you settle down. Whoa. Here he is. He's my big boy. I keep trying to get his sister in here, but she's not coming. You going to say hello? Say hello. Hello. Okay, you going over there? Okay, lie down then. Not on my stuff. Anyway, back to this one. So this is basically my nemesis. So I'm doing it again. I'm very stubborn. I can be very stubborn. My son says I'm stubborn, and I would say, no, I'm not stubborn. But in some cases, yes, I am. So this chart. So I started it again, and I started using the highlighter on the paper copy because it's so massive. I didn't think, well, I tried taking a photo and putting it in my good notes, but it was a bit fuzzy, and when I highlighted, it went into the next line. So I highlighted a few spots with a marker, and I'm like, I can't do this because Jack keeps coming in here and he would lie on my chart if I was working on it. So anyway, I did put it into GoodNotes, and I just have to be very careful because I just put a section in, and then I will take a photo of the other half of the chart. And I can highlight, it does bleed into the next line, but I just need to be careful. That's all. So I am stitching this on, I believe it's a Picture This Plus Frozen. It's a nice pale blue because I just couldn't stand the thought of stitching it on a white again. And, oh jeepers, now I have to see which way up it is. I put 500 stitches into this. I'm pretty sure I have enough fabric. Aha, that's the top. So I started in the center. So I'm basically working here in the Christmas tree. Yeah. I was a bit concerned that maybe some colours wouldn't show up too well, but when all the other colours are around it, you will definitely see it fine. And a lot of it gets you backstitch as well. So I think they should give us lessons in folding fabric so you can see what's going on. Okay, so this is where I'm at, 500 stitches. And I think it's showing up okay. This was the colour that I was most concerned about, although there is a lighter blue that goes in the wing a bit to add shading. I should be able to stitch this without the chart actually. But no, I wouldn't even try. So yeah, so that's how far I've got in this one. So yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It's so much easier. It goes so much more faster when you have it in GoodNotes and you can just highlight. I just feel more confident stitching it overall. So yeah, pretty happy with this. When I was thinking of doing the floss tube, I was wondering, well, should I just do it every 2 weeks? But then it takes quite a time to get everything ready. And I thought, if I do it every 2 weeks, then it's going to take me a long time to get everything together, because essentially there would be 14 projects upwards each week. So I think that's a lot. I mean, the Jen, the caffeinated crafter, she, I don't know, her videos are so long. Must take quite a while, and I'd rather be stitching than doing all that. This next one is Pandemic, and I did show it last week, but it had more stitches in it. Here it is. You've seen this before. Everybody's seen it. So where am I stitching? All right, so I am right over here. So I was just finishing up this 4th page across here. So I'm in round where this bird is, and I've made a bit of a mistake and I can't find it. So I've decided that I'm just going to abandon that section and go and start on the next bunch of rows. I'm only 1 stitch out, and I don't think it makes a big difference, but it could. It could create havoc on the next row down. So I figured I'll just go across and start the next row. I would ideally like to get 4 more pages done this year. Because I don't have any actual goals. I figured I could do it 1 page every 3 months. That's not too ambitious, is it? For somebody who has 60 ish widths. I don't know. I know I won't be stitching on all my whips this year. I can already feel it. So let me show you where I was when I started on this project, because I do have a photo. Let me find it. So this is where I started, in here. You see this bird is already completed and everything is correct. All this is correct, all this is correct. But there's a little tiny bunny here. And when you see what I've stitched here, my little bunny is one stitch over that way. So it's putting everything out. I may frog it all when I stitch on, when I get across that far, unless I can fudge it. So we shall see. But essentially, I've stitched all this in. It's pretty much done, this page, except for this little bit here. If you can see, where's the bunny gone? This bunny here. So yeah, I need to do this little diamond shape, this bit here, and match it up. My concern is joining, when I get all the way across again to on the 8th page, that this might not meet up. So I'd need to be very careful. Whether I start on the 8th page and work backwards, go back that way, or that way, I should say. That's an option, and then I can deal with whatever's gone on here. I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts. Should I just start on the next row and work my way across and hope that I remember when I get there? I should, I think. Depending how long it takes me. But yeah, that's pandemic. I got 500 stitches in total. Some of it was last week's and some of it was this week's. I think 300 of it was this week. So a good chunk. All right. Excuse me while I just fold this back up again and put it back into its project bag. Because as you know, we don't want things to get lost or misplaced into the wrong bag. And it makes it much easier when you, as you're putting things away, you can just put them away, basically. All right, so that's that one. Next up is, what is this called? This is an owl forest embroidery, and this is where I started from this week. So I'm showing you that now. I need to find out. I started this with Lynn, for Lynn, or in support of Lynn and her mom. Oh, it's called Star Dragon. Here it is. The only thing is, I'm doing the DMC colours and I'm not really loving the colours. I like it when I can put the red in, which has helped. These are the colours, except for that one. I was going to use this one. I was going to use, okay. These are the original DMC colours, okay? And I find this is a bit dull. So I was going to substitute it and brighten it all up with this one. But it didn't really work. It worked, but it didn't work for how it is in the chart, if you get my drift. This is being stitched on a 32 count dirty porcelain. Yep, by Roxy Floss Co. Let me get this situated. Yeah, so it does look better now that I have a bit of red in it. So here we are. So this is being stitched 1/1 full cross. I'm quite happy with the way it's looking. Like I say, these colours in here look a bit dull to me. But you know, as I go along, I think it'll look better. I tried doing it 2/2 and it was, yeah, no, the weave is too tight. I don't think it's, because it's an over dyed piece of fabric, I think it's a higher count than 32, so it didn't work. But yeah, I'm quite happy with that. 500 stitches in here. Other than my daily stitch, I try to get 500 stitches into each of my projects. This month I'm doing 3 because I stitched on so many Christmas things in December. I just wanted to stitch on whatever I want, and it's not that I didn't enjoy stitching on my Christmas projects, I really did, but in fact one of them I'm itching to get back to. The Luca S one, if you were here, I really enjoyed stitching on that. So yeah, so moving along. Okay, next one up is Falling Snow by Shannon Christine. Now this is my snow day project, and let me show you. This is where I started out this week here. Yeah, we've had a lot of snow. I have put 800 stitches into this baby this week. This is what it will look like when I'm finished. And I've almost fully completed this motif here, I believe. It's a big one. So I think it's this one. And I put a couple of these in. And then I started back across on the last page to complete this top portion, which would be really cool. This is being stitched on a 32 count Lugana, like a slate blue. And I took it out of its Q-snap because it lives there, because we're pretty much snowing every day. Okay, so this is the full width of the piece. I worked all the way across here yesterday. I was stitching with a friend and I got all the way to the end. Let me fold it up again. So here is the big motif. So this is almost finished because this goes into the next page down. And I added some of these baubles, just to add a bit of colour. I really like that. If you can see all the way over, isn't that cute? So I'm really enjoying this, even though I'm just stitching white, basically. My stitches aren't the greatest, but you know, I do like it though. Be a nice piece to have up on a sideboard or something in a frame one day. My husband complains that I don't fully finish things. That's okay. I can take it. So that's Falling Snow by Shannon Christine. And we shall move on. If I can get my pieces paper back in here. All right. Okay, so this next one, I have been back and forth on this one. This was one of the first full coverages that I bought when I came back to stitching. And I really like it, but I just couldn't get on with it. I've started it over, how many fabrics have I tried? 1, 2, either 3, and now I'm on my 4th one. This is Wheel of the Year by Bridget Ashwood, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. Isn't that gorgeous? With no background. And I started on a 20 count, then I started on, I think, so this is my 3rd one actually. Then a 28 count. Oh, and then it was like a 32 count in a grey, back grey fabric. And I just couldn't get on with it. I just really couldn't get on with it. And I know Menard whether, because 25 count is my absolute sweet spot. And I quite like the gridded. I can use ungridded. But I was having a problem because there's no background. I don't know, I'm just complaining. I just could not get on with it. Anyway, I have started it again. And this is my grand total of 135 stitches. I think once I get through the Celtic knot in the middle here, or if I can get over here and start to put some of the colour and stuff in, I'll feel much happier. I'll show you again the picture, because I'm not loving it. See, here it is, and I started in the middle there, and it looks like absolutely nothing, and I want to get out to the edges. But as I said earlier, I'm stubborn. So what can I say? I'm not giving up. I'm going to try again. That's all I can say. So we shall see. We shall see how it goes. Okay, so now we're on to my daily stitches. So I am putting, I don't have anything to put behind this. I am putting 150 stitches into this daily. Oh, I should tell you what it is. It is my Hade Sal. It is the Wise and Brave. Basically because I couldn't pass up the robin. I'm just a sucker for robins. So I would like to get 6 pages done by the end of the year. And I am up here in the tree. I started top left, stitching this 1/1 full cross on a 25 count. I just love this. I'm having to take it with me on vacation, which is next week, going on a cruise. Still have to put my stitches in. So here I am. I'm doing the Stitching Mummy's typewriter method. and I'm on my second row. So I think by next week I would have finished row 2 and started coming down again. You know, if I'd started from the bottom and gone up, and so I'd reach the robin faster, there would be a chance that I would lose interest. Slim chance, but I'm so excited to get to the robin that I have to wait. So from yesterday onwards, I am now putting 150 stitches in a day. I have 38,000 something stitches left to go to reach my goal. So these are the 3 pages. There is another, I think, 60 stitches here to the end, but I'm just doing the 3 pages and then I'll fill this in later. I need to stagger some stitches over here so I don't have a hard line, because that would be awful. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with the way that is coming along. So that's that one. And then my other one, which is my main focus really, because I'd like to get it done in my lifetime if possible. This is, where is it? Here it is. Let me get a picture for you. I've now changed this project into doing the typewriter method. I can see I have, okay. I just love this piece, but it's a lot of green and a lot of blue. Again, I'd love to be down where Red Riding Hood is, but yeah, I'd love to stitch that bit. I had contemplated on going 4 pages across at the top and then just going straight down the center so I could get to her, but no. Delayed gratification, very delayed. So I'm stitching this on a 25 count, 1/1 full cross. I tried a little bit of doing half a cross and I can't do that. So right now I am, let me find out where I am across the top here. So I am, it's hard to show you this one. I have 400 stitches across, and yeah, I'll let you know in a minute how many across. I think I have just over 250 more stitches to go before I reach the far edge, and then I can start again. Yeah, this is hard to show. I am gonna move you over here a bit so I can show you what I've done. So you can see here I've done part of the wolf's ear. You can see his ear here. These are 4, 5, this would be page 6 when that's finished. But then I decided to do the Stitching Mummies typewriter method, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it helps to keep the symbols in control instead of losing your way here and there. I'm managing to, touch wood, I'm managing to stay focused on that, because when I came down here, this was a nightmare doing this green. So I think I'll have a better handle on it. So I'm sorry if you couldn't see that very well, but I did my best. I'm not taking it off the scroll rod. So yeah, so that's where we are at. I have one more whip go to do, and that is In the Arms of Grace. Let me find you a picture of that because I didn't pull it out. I will take a before picture of it. Ooh. Just bear with me a second. You know, I have too many, like everybody, I have too many charts. Where is it? Wow, where is it? Boy, it is a long way down. It does help if you just put it in the search. But this is it. This is by Stitches So Beautiful. Being stitched 1/1 full cross on 25 count, and it's not gridded. But I love the badger. And the hare and the owl. So that's my next whip go. This one is 400 by 400 stitches, and I did say I would tell you the details on my the Better to See You With. Yeah, this one is 670 stitches wide by 825. So I'm 400 stitches across, so it's nearly 700 stitches. And I'll only have maybe 2 inches on the border on the other side, something like that, 2.5 maybe. But that'll be okay, it's full coverage, and if I ever finish it and get it framed, it will be framed all the way up to the edge of the stitching. I've been thinking a lot about what my plans are going to be moving forward. So I'm going to put my projects on wheels. I've said that, and I probably will do that when I go away, because I'll have the time. And then I thought about having specific days for things, and then I'll spin the wheel for that day. So I was thinking a mirror Monday, a mirabilia on a Monday. I have 2 mirabilias right now, and there's one kitted up that I would like to do. So, because I would get more projects this way. And then on, so that would be Mirror Monday. And then I have Turnaround Tuesday, which is working on a project with the least amount of progress on it. And then Whip Down Wednesday. So that would be a project that's closest to a finish. I have a few of those. So that's Wednesday. Tolerating Thursday, which will be a project that I don't fully enjoy stitching on. I will stitch on it because I really want to get it done, and maybe I'll get into it. So that's the plan for Thursday. And then Friday is full coverage Friday. Swee wee Saturday, so I can stitch on wherever I want to. And then sampler Sunday, because I have a few samplers, and last year I barely stitched on a sampler at all. So that's what I'm thinking. And what I'll do is put things on a wheel, my projects on a wheel, and when it chooses the project, I'll roll a dice to see how many stitches I have to put in, and I'll times it by 10. So if it's 4, it's 400, right? So yeah, that's my plan. So we shall see how that goes. Now then, I'll be doing another floss tube next Thursday of a regular floss tube, and then I'm going away on the 31st until I'll be back mid-February, which is pretty quick for me. And I'm going on a cruise, and I'm thinking of doing a floss tube while I'm on my cruise. I only have 3 sea days, so I don't know which day it'll be. I have to figure that out. Maybe I'll know by next week, because I have asked my husband which days are the sea days. I don't plan these trips. Len plans the trips, and he just tells me when to pack a suitcase, basically. I knew we had a trip coming up, but I thought it was sometime in February, not the end of January. But it will be nice to get away, because it's just day after day of snow. And I like the snow. I really like the snow. It has stopped snowing now, thankfully. But we're going to get a big dumping again on Sunday. And who knows if it will snow tomorrow. We don't know. But yeah. So he's out there. I don't know if he's out there shoveling again, but he needs to shovel again. Poor guy. I have helped a little bit, once, just once. Yeah. So yeah, that's all I have. And I'm thinking maybe from next week, if I can be more organized, or maybe when I come back, that I will show you at the end of each floss tube a few of the things I have kitted up. Instead of doing a kit parade, I'll just show you at the end of a floss tube. And you can see what I have waiting in the wings. Because I have a fair amount, maybe 20, 30, maybe. I've not counted, so I don't know. Anyhow, I will love you and leave you. Have a wonderful stitching week. And if you can be anything this week, please be kind. Nobody knows what somebody else is going through, so please be kind. It is especially needed in this world today. So I'll see you next week, and happy stitching. Bye.